Stories of being struck by lightning are rare, but many can be really bizarre too. The average American has about a 1 in 5,000 chance of being struck by lightning. Those are pretty good odds, but for those unfortunate ones, it didn't turn out so great. Not only did they win the worst lottery possible, but in these specific cases, it happened in weird ways, making it even rarer. From multiple lightning strikes to surviving thanks to a music player, you might have a hard time believing some of these stories. So get your rubber boots on, because I'm Mike with List 25, and here are 25 bizarre stories of being struck by lightning. In 1980, Edwin Robinson, a 62-year-old living in Falmouth, Maine, was struck by lightning. While it's, of course, unique to be struck by lightning, it's even more bizarre that it restored his eyesight. That's right, Robinson was left blind from a car accident 9 years prior. The lightning strike partially cured his blindness.
24.
While fishing in Ponce Inlet, Florida, 55-year-old James Church was struck by lightning and sent flying 6 feet away into a metal railing. The strange part was that it was only lightly drizzling. After 9 hours of surgery, he survived, but he lost 2 fingers and part of his small and large intestines, along with burst eardrums.
23.
While cleaning her teeth, a lightning strike hit Natasha Timorovich in the mouth. The current ran through her body and exited out of her anus, leaving behind severe burns. Normally, when struck by lightning, the current goes down to a person's feet, but she was wearing rubber soles. So instead, the current went out the other direction.
22.
In 1986, 15-year-old Jennifer Mann was reading Stephen King's The Shining when something terrifying happened, and it wasn't in his book. A bolt of lightning ripped through her wall and set her bed on fire. Fortunately, she only suffered ringing ears and a tingling jaw, but she probably thought twice about the book she reads.
21.
Most people think you can only get struck by lightning during a storm. If only that were true for an 11-year-old girl living in Pennsylvania in 2011. The girl was struck by lightning, even with the sun shining. Apparently, the bolt came from a storm miles away. They're called bolts from the blue, and are a very rare but dangerous phenomenon.
20.
After running out to save his pumpkins from a bad storm, Winston Kemp, age 24, was heading back towards his house, and a bright blast came from his neighbor's house. Other than being startled, he didn't think much of it, except when the pain started. He got blisters on his arms and was in so much pain he called in sick to work. Turns out he was hit by ground lightning. What's even more bizarre is the electricity left behind a big fractal scar.
19.
62-year-old Melvin Roberts claims to have been struck by lightning 11 times in his life. He's been struck in the sunshine, driving a bulldozer, and twice while mowing the lawn. But many are skeptical of his claims, despite him showing medical records of injuries consistent with lightning strike burns.
18.
A couple in Western Germany were kissing in their car while parked near the busy A44 motorway. To get some privacy, they decided to head into the woods. Ignoring the oncoming storm, they eventually got spooked when a lightning bolt struck close by. Scared and naked, they ran through the rain until a police officer found them shivering in the bushes.
17.
While we should probably take this story with a grain of salt, it's still quite a bizarre story. A Tennessee farmer named Thomas Young was dying of cancer in 1932. While laying in a hammock, lightning struck the wires and went through Young himself and out the bottom of his shoes. His face was left disfigured, but his cancer was entirely gone.
16.
A story in the New York Times in 1874 described a bizarre storm in Baltimore where flashes of lightning hit the nearby train tracks and took on the form of fireballs moving along the tracks. It cast a lurid blue glare in quick succession of each other.
15.
Roy Sullivan had been struck so many times by lightning, his unofficial nickname was the Spark Ranger. He was a park ranger at Shenandoah National Park, and while no one had seen him struck by lightning, he was able to prove it enough to convince the Guinness Book of World Records to give him the Most Lightning Strikes Survived title. From 1948 to 1977, he had been struck by lightning 7 times. Oddly enough, it wasn't a lightning bolt that killed him, but a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
14.
When Sophie Frost and her boyfriend tried to take shelter from a storm under a tree, she got struck by lightning. Fortunately for her, she had her iPod. Doctors believe the wire was able to divert 300,000 volts of electricity from hitting her vital organs. She suffered burns from her chest to her legs. She got the iPod as a present from her grandmother only 4 days before.
13.
Many people are terrified by the number 13, including Stephen King. In this case, their fear may be valid. In 2010, a 13-year-old boy at the Lowestoft Seafront Air Festival was struck by lightning at 1:13 p.m., and it was Friday the 13th. Fortunately, the boy was expected to make a full recovery.
12.
Of all the things to be worried about when you're diving in the ocean, getting hit by lightning is unlikely one of them. Unfortunately for a 36-year-old diver off of Deerfield Beach, that's exactly what happened. He had just surfaced to get back to his boat when lightning struck his air tank. His crew brought him back to the beach to give him CPR, but he didn't make it.
11.
In Kinshasa, Congo in 1998, a strange and tragic thing happened during a soccer game. A lightning bolt struck and killed an entire soccer team while they were playing. 11 people died and 30 more reported having injuries. The local population attributed the event to witchcraft.
10.
Of all places, you might think the shower would be a safe place from lightning strikes. Sadly, for 12-year-old Alice Svensson of Sweden, this wasn't the case. Lightning hit the house and traveled through the pipes to the shower where she was holding the metal shower hose. She had pain in her arm, but luckily that was the extent of her injuries.
9.
Meteorologists know everything there is to know about lightning, but the last thing they want to do is get up close and personal with it. Walking over to a metal window frame, Brad Sussman placed his hand on it, and then he flew back 18 feet and landed on his back. The lightning blast blew a hole through his porch's roof.
8.
29-year-old Ante Gingi of Croatia may be the unluckiest man alive. While taking a quick toilet break on the road, he was struck by lightning on the penis and knocked unconscious. Fortunately, he came out of the ordeal with only burns on his chest and arms.
7.
Synesthesia is a unique phenomenon where people see colors with musical notes and can see auras around people. Sometimes words can evoke tastes, or sounds can evoke touch. In this case, a 20-year-old girl named A.B. had synesthesia, but when she got struck by lightning, it took on new and weird forms, including seeing gold, silver, and colors that were, quote, not even real colors.
6.
While in flight over Moscow, a ball of lightning burned through the hull of a passenger airplane and flew over the heads of the passengers. No one was injured, but the radar and equipment were damaged. Needless to say, the pilots turned around to make an emergency landing.
5.
Wrestling legend Ric Flair described a time he was struck by lightning, and it's pretty unreal. While getting off a plane, he felt a pressure boom. Lightning hit his umbrella and it flew out of his hand. Tragically, it hit the guy 5 feet behind him in the eye and killed him. Flair said he stood petrified.
4.
U.S. Attorney Engraves Thomas, a criminal lawyer known for representing notorious clients like police killers, drug smugglers, and white-collar crimes, stood on his boat during a thunderstorm, raised his hands, and declared, "Here I am!" Shortly afterward, a lightning bolt struck him dead.
3.
James Otis Jr. had once been known for his ardent support of the American Revolution from England, but relatively fell into obscurity. What's even more bizarre is his statement to his sister. "My dear sister, I hope, when God Almighty in his righteous providence shall take me out of time into eternity, that it'll be by a flash of lightning." His wish was granted in 1783 when a dark cloud appeared over the sky and a lightning bolt struck him dead.
2.
In 1908, Baptist minister Reverend T.H. Fegan was preaching a sermon one Sunday morning, and when he went down to greet his congregation and shake their hands, a lightning bolt shot into the church and killed him instantly.
1.
As a teen couple went to go grab burgers hand in hand, they suddenly felt like something was hitting them in the head. Dylan woke up curled in a ball 3 feet away from his girlfriend Lexi. The lightning bolt hit Dylan in the head, and the electricity shot through their arms and out of Lexi's foot. A doctor told them holding hands saved their lives. Bonus fact, The NHL's Tampa Bay Lightning got their name from Tampa being the lightning capital of North America. Lake Maracaibo in Venezuela is the lightning capital of the world.
Enjoying our lists? Be sure to click that subscribe button on the bottom right and the notification bell so you don't miss out on new ones every Monday through Friday. Share them with friends and help us consistently conciliate curiosity. And if you want even more lists, check out these videos here or just head to our website at list25.com.